Every World Cup has them, the groups that make you wince when the draw is made. The groups where a nation ranked inside the top 10 in the world goes home in the group stage, where former world champions face each other before the knockout rounds even begin, where the mathematics of qualification become so tight that the difference between advancing and elimination might come down to a point, or a single moment of individual brilliance in the dying minutes of the final group game. In a tournament with 48 nations and 12 groups, you might expect the danger to be more evenly distributed. You might expect each group to be balanced, manageable, navigable. But that is not what the 2026 draw produced. Some groups are straightforward, some are difficult, and some are brutal. Today we are focusing on the three groups that every manager, every analyst, and every fan has identified as the most punishing at this tournament. The groups where the quality on display is so high that something extraordinary or something catastrophic, depending on your point of view, is all but guaranteed to happen. Welcome to Everything About Football. These are the hardest groups at the 2026 World Cup. Before we get to the specific groups, let us establish what makes a group genuinely hard rather than simply containing one strong nation. The key factor is not the presence of a dominant favorite. If one team is clearly stronger than the rest, the group becomes predictable quickly. The danger comes when two or even three of the four teams can make a legitimate case for qualification, when the third and fourth place finishers are capable of beating the first and second, when every match matters for every team from the very first minute of the opening game. By that measure, the 2026 draw produced three groups that stand above the rest. Group H: Spain, Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, Cape Verde. On paper, Group H looks like a straightforward Spanish procession. Spain are the European and Olympic champions, the bookmakers' favorites for the entire tournament, and they have arguably the most complete squad in the field. Lamine Yamal, Rodri, Pedri, Gavi, Nico Williams, Dani Olmo, the quality is extraordinary and it runs deep. Spain are expected to qualify from this group. They are expected to win it. But the second qualifying place is far less certain than it looks. Uruguay are not a team to be taken lightly. They are the oldest World Cup winners in history. They lifted the trophy in 1930 and again in 1950, and they have consistently produced competitive, well-organized, physically formidable squads that perform above their perceived station at major tournaments. In 2010, they reached the semi-final. In 2018, they reached the quarter-final. Darwin Núñez leads the attack, powerful, direct, a constant physical threat. Federico Valverde provides dynamism from midfield. And crucially, José Giménez and Sebastián Cáceres form a central defensive partnership that is compact, experienced, and extremely difficult to break down. Saudi Arabia qualified comfortably through the AFC group stage. They were not expected to reach the final tournament, but they arrive as a team with genuine collective organization under their French manager Hervé Renard, a coach who has won the Africa Cup of Nations with two different countries and whose tactical preparation is meticulous. They shocked Argentina in the group stage of the 2022 World Cup. Spain will not make the mistake of underestimating them. Cape Verde are here for only the second time and will be competitive, but the real battle in Group H is for second place, and the outcome of the Spain versus Uruguay group game, which could decide who tops the group, will be one of the tournament's most watched fixtures. Our verdict: Spain topped the group comfortably. Uruguay edge out Saudi Arabia for second place in a tight three-way contest. Saudi Arabia and Cape Verde go home. Group I: France, Norway, Senegal, Iraq. This is the group that every neutral football fan has been talking about since the moment the draw was made. And with good reason. France are the second-ranked team in the tournament odds, the reigning World Cup finalists, and one of the most frighteningly talented squads ever assembled. Kylian Mbappe, Ousmane Dembélé, Michael Olise, Bradley Barcola, Marcus Thuram, Ryan Cherki, their attack alone is deeper than most nations' entire squads. They are expected to qualify. They are expected to win the group. They are capable of winning the tournament. And then there is Norway. Norway are here for the first time in 28 years, led by Erling Haaland, the most dangerous striker in world football, and Martin Odegaard, the Arsenal captain and one of Europe's finest midfielders. Haaland scored 16 goals in qualifying alone. Norway won every single one of their 8 qualifying matches. They are not here to make up the numbers. And then there is Senegal. Senegal are the reigning Africa Cup of Nations champions and one of the continent's most powerful and technically gifted nations. Sadio Mane, in what may be his final major tournament, leads the attack. Edouard Mendy provides reliable goalkeeping. Pape Matar Sarr gives dynamism in midfield. Senegal reached the World Cup quarter-final in 2002. They have the quality and the experience to progress from this group. Iraq qualified through the AFC as a significant surprise, and they are the clearest of the four nations in terms of ranking. But they are not irrelevant. Iraq have a well-organized defensive structure, and the first group game against Norway on the 16th of June will be far closer than the rankings suggest. The critical fixture in Group Y is France against Norway on the 26th of June. If both teams have won their first two matches, which is the most likely scenario, that game will decide who tops the group. It will also feature the most anticipated individual duel of the entire tournament, Mbappe versus Haaland. The best goalscorer in European club football against the top scorer in qualifying. It is the kind of matchup that the World Cup was made for. Our verdict, France and Norway both qualify, but the order depends on the result between them. Both will beat Iraq. The France-Norway game is the group's defining match. Senegal, and this is where the genuine drama lies, are good enough to finish second. The scenario where France and Senegal qualify ahead of Norway is entirely realistic. This is the true group of death, Group C: Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, Scotland. Brazil and Morocco in the same group. The most successful nation in World Cup history against the team that reached the 2022 semi-final by eliminating Belgium, Spain, and Portugal, without conceding a single goal in regulation time. Brazil are the overall favorites to win Group C under Carlo Ancelotti. They have rebuilt. Vinicius Jr. leads the attack. Rafinha provides a second cutting edge. Endrick adds an explosive option. The squad is deep, talented, and extremely dangerous in transition. Brazil are expected to top the group, but Morocco are not here to lose quietly. Achraf Hakimi at right back is one of the best players in the world at his position. Sofiane Amrabat provides combative intelligence in midfield. The defensive structure that made Morocco so formidable in 2022 has been maintained and reinforced. They won 18 consecutive matches across all competitions in the lead-up to this tournament. They qualified with the best record on the African continent. The Brazil versus Morocco game is the headline fixture of Group C. It is a genuinely even contest between two teams with very different strengths. Brazil's individual talent against Morocco's collective organization and defensive solidity. Morocco, who conceded only one goal in regulation time during the entire 2022 tournament, will make Brazil work extremely hard for anything they get. Scotland qualified from UEFA, which is itself an achievement, and they will compete. Haiti are making a historic appearance and will fight for every point. But the real story of Group C is the battle between Brazil and Morocco for supremacy and potentially for the easier side of the draw in the knockout rounds. Our verdict: Brazil win the group, Morocco qualify in second, Scotland and Haiti are eliminated. But the Brazil versus Morocco fixture is one of the games of the tournament, so 3 groups. 3 very different flavors of difficulty. Group H gives us the most straightforward analysis. Spain cruise, Uruguay grind their way through, and the battle for second place between Uruguay and Saudi Arabia carries genuine tension but ultimately resolves in South America's favor. Group I is the most dramatic. France and Norway are the 2 strongest sides. But Senegal's quality means that one of those 2, Norway most likely but France cannot be ruled out, could go home at the group stage. The France versus Norway game on the 26th of June is the match of the group stage. Possibly the match of the entire tournament until the quarterfinals begin. And Group C contains the most intriguing tactical contest, a Brazil side with the world's best individual talents against a Morocco side with the world's best collective defensive organization. Something has to give, and when it does, it will be extraordinary to watch. 3 groups, each with its own particular cruelty. Each with a nation that did not deserve to go home in the group stage, but will. That is the World Cup, and it begins very, very soon. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Everything About Football for more analysis, history, and debate. The beautiful game in all its depth.